Salmon? What do you mean, salmon? More like Salmon Chase. Salmon P. Chase, Chief Justice. In Marbury versus Madison, Supreme Court case. Salmon P. Chase, born January 13, 1808 in Cornish, New Hampshire, sibling to Alexander Ralston Chase. And following the death of his father in 1817, Chase was sent to Ohio to live with his uncle, Philander Chase. Salmon had received his primary education at a school in Windsor, Vermont, and thereafter at a school in Worthington, Ohio. During 1820 and 1824, he stayed in Ohio with his uncle, Bishop Philander Chase, who was a prominent figure in the Protestant Episcopal Church. His other uncle, Dudley Chase, was a U.S. Senator from Vermont. In 1822, he joined the Cincinnati College. He later enrolled to Dartmouth College and graduated from the same in 1826. In 1830, he began practicing law. During this time, he helped establish his legal reputation by writing a multi-volume history of Ohio laws and statutes. In 1860, Chase attempted to run for president, but lost the Republican nomination to Abraham Lincoln. He was elected to the U.S. Senate the same year, but resigned in March 1861 after being appointed Secretary of the Treasury in Lincoln's new administration. And despite the personal differences, Lincoln recognized Chase's skill as a scholar and lawyer, and following the death of Chief Justice Roger Taney, he appointed Chase to serve as the Chief Justice of the U.S. Supreme Court in November 1864. Chase would serve on that court until his death, presiding over many of the most important legal matters of the Reconstruction era, and Chase was noted for his even-handed supervision in the impeachment of President Andrew Johnson.
Woo, what a great transition!
Court case Marbury versus Madison, 1803, taking place in Washington, D.C. People involved: William Marbury, James Madison, and Thomas Jefferson. William Marbury was appointed Chief Justice during the last hours of Adams' presidency. Approved by President and given the oil seal, was then refused by Thomas Jefferson, Secretary of State being James Madison at the time. It was then requested by Supreme Court a writ mandamus, which was in fact a correction of abuse or discretion. It is a section that was inconsistent with the Constitution, which was regarding the Judiciary Act of 1789. And James Madison, Secretary of State, refused to deliver the Marbury Commission and objected to Marbury's appointment, and was then sued by William Marbury in Supreme Court. The reason why he was sued in Supreme Court was because that it was a newly created circuit in the court system of D.C. Now the voting was unanimous, being at 6-0. And the fact for that was because the Judiciary Act of 1801 was ensuring last-minute appointments of the new judges, as so-called midnight judges, and Marbury being one of them, still considered even after it was repealed in 1802 by Thomas Jefferson.